Here's an easy step-by-step on how to do a burst fade like this. So the first thing that I'm going to do is comb out his hair. That way I can comb out any knots and prep to be able to use my Babbless Snap FX with the 1.5 guard and begin debulking. Whenever I'm debulking, I'm just setting the clipper flat in and sliding up and down, making sure that I don't cut into the parotid ridge. I'm literally just going right off the head. So that's removing a lot of the excess hair that I don't need. That way now I can switch into the trimmer and I have a clear canvas. That way I can see exactly where to place my first initial guideline. Notice how I'm leading in with the corner of the trimmer. Going in with the corner is really going to allow me to create the curved shape around the ear to really be able to create the Mohawk shape. And before I move on to the next step, I really want to make sure that everything below this line is as clean and as smooth as possible. And now I'm going to be switching to my Babbless FX, and I'm going to open up the lever all the way, which is going to extend the top blade away from the bottom blade. That way I can sit it flat on the head and just slide up, not flicking out, literally just sliding up and stopping. That way I can create a nice defined line that I'm able to see, and it's going to ensure that I don't get lost in the fade. Now, of course, later on, once you get more experience and you want to create softer guidelines, then of course you can flick out a little bit. But for right now, let's just go ahead and practice creating those defined lines. Again, using the corner of the blade to really be able to create those curved shapes. And now in order to take out this line, we're going to use 2 easy steps. We're going to close the lever all the way, lay the clipper flat, and slide up about 1/4 inch above that first line. Keep in mind, this isn't going to take it all the way out, but it is going to soften it up a lot. But after that, go ahead and open up the lever about halfway. And this time, go halfway up that section. And this is really going to help you create gradiency within that section. And to work around the ear, notice how I'm still going to be tilting my clipper outwards, really using the corner to once again create the curved shape. And now that we're creating gradiency within that section, let's go back into the trimmer. And at first we set in this line in this direction. So now all we simply have to do is flip it around, lay it flat, tilt out, and just stay at the very bottom of that bottom line. The very bottom of the bottom line. But anyways, we can see how that line is completely faded out now. Now we're going to follow it up with the number 1, repeating the same steps above the second line this time. And remember, since we debulk with the 1.5, then the number 1 should fade right into it. Now, in order to connect the 0 and the number 1, all we need is a half guard. And that's going to easily fade in those 2 sections for us. But the key to the haircuts like this is that you always want to brush the hair back down into position. Because whenever you're cutting against the grain, you're pushing the hair upwards. So you want to bring the hair back down. And now that way you come up with a really nice, smooth, and even fade.